Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel for another super quick update on Bitcoin. So yesterday we talked about how Bitcoin whales were selling into this bearish pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Since this video we've just got another huge outflow from these whale wallets, so let's talk about it. Now yesterday of course we discussed this 4-hour bear flag. We did pump back into this and we are currently sitting in the bear flag. I want to talk about this pattern once again in just one second, but you can see if we do head over to the whale wallets, these took a monumental tumble yesterday. So if we do zoom in, you can see once again whale wallets have broken down into new lows for this bear market. Yesterday we had 2,027 addresses holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin, and now we've only got 2,014. Since yesterday as well, we have more retail wallets buying, and since we've got more retail wallets buying and we've got more institutional addresses selling, if we come over to the Bitcoin ratio of retail to institutional addresses, since yesterday this has skyrocketed up to new highs, meaning that this is a retail driven market at this moment in time. Now it's not really OG holders that are selling. If we do come over to the whale shadows, you can see if we look at the wallets that have been holding for more than 7 to 9 and 10 years plus, they have not sold anything into this most recent rally. If you do tick some of the 4 to 5 year boxes, 5 to 7 year boxes, or if you look at other on-chain metrics for wallets that have been holding for a year or so, this is predominantly the people who are selling into this right now. So maybe market makers are moving the markets and trying to push us back down. Not really OG holders that are selling at this moment in time. But let's head back over to the TA. So we know previously, looking at these on-chain metrics, looking at what the whales have done navigating the market, they sold pretty much at the top. They sold to retail traders who then started to obviously accumulate when the whales were selling. So this is why we follow these whale wallets to help us better navigate these markets. And when we are coming back over to the charts, you can see that we are still residing within this 4-hour bear flag. Now, what's interesting is if we do draw our Fibonacci's from our swing low to swing high, quite recently we held support at the 618 fib. So now let's draw our fib from swing high down to swing low, and you can see with this most recent rally we came right into the golden pocket. Well, most people say the golden pocket's between the 786 and the 618. I personally like to have this golden ratio coming down to the 0.5 Fibonacci as well, which we have been rejected from twice so far. So in terms of the TA, since yesterday, since my Bitcoin videos in the past week or so, my thoughts are unchanged. I still see us in this 4-hour bear flag. Potentially a short could be coming, but I do want to see more confirmation breaking us down from this pattern before I do enter a trade. Price targets are obviously for this bear flag still down at 21,000. And if we do look at this pattern over here on the 4-hour time frame, you can also see that this is a huge bar pattern, still potentially playing out with a price target down at 21,400. So all in all, my TA from the past week and the past couple of days is completely unchanged. I really just wanted to let you know that once again, whales are selling. Now let's talk about something we haven't talked about before. If we do come over to this chart, if we do look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, there is an argument to be made that, hey, we could be potentially getting ready to W out and break to the upside. But here's why I don't think this will work. Now, first of all, we've seen a few failed W patterns come right up to the neckline recently and fail. We saw a W pattern here. We saw a potential W pattern here. Didn't quite make it to the neckline and then started to break down. And I do believe we're going to be seeing the exact same thing here, where this is once again another bull trap. Only the bull trap was up here. Then we saw another bull trap from here. And now I believe we're going to be seeing another bull trap here. We're probably going to break down lower and potentially even see another bull trap repeat. Now, why do I think this is a bull trap? Well, outside of all the analysis we've been doing for the past couple of days, outside of the fact that obviously higher time frames, we're still getting rejected from this 200-week moving average, and I think it's likely we move down to the price targets we've been talking about. Retail wallets are buying, institutional wallets are selling. Retail to institutional addresses are skyrocketing right now, meaning that this is a retail-driven market. Bitcoin active addresses are moving up, and I will talk about this in just one second. But in terms of the W pattern that we just talked about for Bitcoin, once again, I do believe this is going to be a bull trap because Bitcoin follows the S&P 500, and the S&P 500, this was the quote-unquote W pattern which was starting to play out or starting to form for the S&P 500. And with Bitcoin, we went right up to the neckline and we're still sitting at this neckline. However, on the S&P 500, this this W pattern failed. We've broken down and then we pinged back up, and now it looks like we're absolutely starting to nuke for the S&P 500. Now, while this is a Bitcoin video, it's obviously very important to understand that Bitcoin follows what the S&P 500 does. We're seeing the exact same pattern play out on Bitcoin, only the S&P 500 is a leading indicator which has literally started to absolutely nuke in the past hour or so. Now, if we come over to the daily time frame, you can see this is really not the right time where you want to be breaking down for the S&P 500 if you're a bull. You've retested these crucial trend lines quite a few times. Over on the daily, you can see this is a huge asymmetrical triangle pattern that we're breaking to the downside and we're starting to fall down from. And if we head over to our macro S&P 500 chart on the weekly time frame, clear this up, you can see quite recently we've just lost this crucial downtrending line of resistance. We had a throw over from this recently. We came back down, retested this literally for the past couple of days, and now we're heading down very strongly. So in my opinion, what's happening over on the S&P 500 right now with this failed W pattern is soon going to bleed into Bitcoin, and it seems pretty likely that we're going to once again get thrown back down to the bottom of the bear flag, and the more times we touch the bottom of this bear flag, the weaker and weaker this support line gets. If we keep on coming and, you know, smashing and smashing and smashing against the floor, it's very, very likely sooner or later that we break this and finally come down to the price targets we've been talking about in the video. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. Like I said, if you've been watching the channel for the past week or so, I've presented lots of different Bitcoin TA opinions. Obviously, you know, these charts, my price targets, all of my thoughts are completely unchanged. Higher time frames, my opinions are unchanged. If you do watch the channel, you're probably more used to me posting, you know, 20-minute videos every now and then on Bitcoin TA, but the fact of the matter is we're kind of just waiting for this pattern to play out. Just wanted to give you an update, really focusing on the fact that once again whales are selling into this market, active addresses are pushing up, and if we head over to the Bitcoin balances on exchanges, we haven't seen a monumental increase in the amount of Bitcoin that's been deposited, only about 10,000 overnight. However, this 10,000 Bitcoin, which has just been deposited on exchanges, spiking up active addresses in the past 24 hours, is in direct correlation to the whale outflows. So it looks like whales are not selling OTC. They are dumping their Bitcoin on exchanges. Potentially they've sold, potentially they're waiting to sell. So that's all I've got, my friends. As always, keep your eyes on these warning signs. I'll let you know how this W pattern plays out. Also, be sure to come and follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. Be sure to come and join the Discord as well. If you head over to my YouTube, click on the About section, you can see my Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and my merch store are all linked down below. But for today, that's all I've got. As always, my friends, it's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.